Last 2 days of the league, very exciting way the league has been set up. We are going to talk all about it here at Time Out with Sports Adda. Well, Arun, two
Hyderabad,
double
Akhil,
headers.
Hyderabad rule.
Hyderabad rule, yes, finally they got a win yesterday. Morale boosting win, but nothing to do with the chances for them this year, unfortunately.
No, it was just good to see Hyderabad win. It was a good to see a close game as well. And who was the player of the match? Kane Williamson.
Finally, isn't it?
Good. A very unusual pick for the player of the match. Not that there were too many contenders, but how often do you see a player scoring a 30 or a 20 get player of the match? It was also because those 30 were crucial runs. Picked up that run out of Maxwell. That was the game-changing moment for me. Had that direct hit not happened, another 5-6 balls of Maxwell, the match was gone. So the right time for that, and a couple of catches in the outfield as well. And
Hmm.
captaincy, I thought was brilliant.
Captain Seed was brilliant. In fact, if you have a look at the match scorecard, match summary, we'll get to see some of the highlights. And I do have a question that I want to bring up, and we'd love to take opinions of people who've been watching the game also, Arun. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, Bangalore should have won it, Akhil. There's no
Yeah.
question that Bangalore should have won it. There wasn't, I think Virat Kohli used, was it intent or was it acceleration? I don't think
Hmm.
there was too much intent in the middle overs. I
Hmm.
thought they were possibly, you can at times get that sense that, okay, this is only 130, 135, 140, we can chase this down. I think Bangalore got into that kind of a mindset and it cost them eventually. Uh, but however, having said that, look at uh, the second half of the scorecard, the right side of the second half. Uh,
Yeah.
there's Umran Malik who set the speed gun on fire, absolute fire.
Yeah.
153 he clocked at one point in time. Then you will not see one name. Bhuvneshwar Kumar's final over. We'll talk about it. But before that,
Hmm.
I also want to talk about it. How good was Jason Holder in the 19th over?
Absolutely. I think he set up the game for them. He bowled the most crucial over. And I mean, he didn't allow them to get away. Otherwise, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar wouldn't have had that kind of luxury to bowl the
Yeah.
last over. So, Jason Holder, absolutely crucial. Even in the first
Conceded
spell,
five in that 19th over, Akhil. Just 5 runs in that 19th over, which means Bhuvneshwar Kumar had a few more in the last over.
I mean, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, anyways, had dropped that catch. So, he would have wanted to redeem himself. So, he would have been just thankful that Holder bowled that kind of an over. Uh, I have a question, and I don't know how much it caught on social media yesterday, Arun. While Bangalore have qualified easily, comfortably, no problems, but when you have an AB de Villiers in your team, would you want him to stay not out and just face 13 deliveries? I heard the commentators also speak about it,
Hmm.
and I was
Hmm.
wondering why would you not want AB de Villiers to face more balls? He still has the playoffs where he has to bat. He's not had like a decent hit this season. He already managed to show what he can do with that 1-6 under pressure. So why would you have somebody else batting at three, at four ahead of him and push him down one rung lower? You just hurt your chances of winning the game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's simple math in cricket, isn't it? Your best batsman has got to play longer, the more deliveries to give you better chances of winning. Uh, Bangalore are struggling with that number three. I don't know how they're going to fix that. You cannot just keep experimenting with number three.
Exactly.
That's when you kind of start the engine. You kind of switching on to second gear or third gear. That's where it happens. That shift in momentum. And if your number three keeps scoring 1, 0, 4, 7, not ideal at all. AB de Villiers getting an early only can only do good for the team.
Exactly. And if he has to fail, he has to fail. It's not like you need to push him back to number six, right? I mean, you look at all the top batters who are doing well. Everybody, Shikhar Dhawan is batting at the top. Virat Kohli is batting at the top. Rohit Sharma is
You
batting at the
look at the
top.
list of top run getters. They're all there in the top three. Akhil, yeah.
And you're
Uh,
pushing AB de
There's
Villiers
Faf.
down.
Ruturaj, you speak about KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, everybody. It's the top three. This game is made for the top three, top four.
Bizarre decision there. So yeah, Bangalore suffered. I mean, they got some things wrong. Harshal Patel, magnificent as usual, with those
Yeah.
slower ones. Again, he's stuck to his job, isn't he? Like you know that now you can rely on him to bowl those tough overs.
The conditions are so good. This conditions are
Hmm,
so good for his style of bowling that he's just
good point.
capitalizing it. Uh, so many good performances. You want to talk about Chahal as well. Again,
Yeah,
Chahal, Shabaz Ahmad did well as well. Uh,
Maxwell too.
between the spinners, they went for a runner ball, 8 overs, 48 runs, and 1 wicket, I think. Uh, Again, brought in just outside the power play, or fourth, fifth, sixth over of the power play. They were
Yeah.
outstanding.
Hmm. Interesting. So should we
The
also have a look at the? Yeah, go on.
Sorry, the one other contest we spoke about yesterday, Akhil, was Maxwell against Rashid Khan, and Maxwell won it. Handsomely won it.
He won it. Yeah, for a change, Rashid Khan had a not like the best day, if I might call it, according to his standards. They were taking a lot of risks of him. They were attacking him, and for a change, it worked for them. So I
Yeah.
thought Maxwell changed that game with that over that he had of Rashid Khan. I thought he clearly brought this team uh, two steps
If we
ahead of
can,
the
if we
game.
can look at that scorecard again, Akhil, just for a brief while, uh,
Yeah.
how often do you not see Rashid Khan's name on it?
Good point.
Rashid Khan's name is normally one of the permanent fixtures in the Hyderabad bowling performance, but last night he went for 39 runs, 39, Akhil.
Well, that's how cricket is, isn't it? Like it's a great leveler.
Maxwell hit him for two fours and 1 6, was it? Two sixes and a four. I'm just looking at my log. He hit him for two sixes and a four, in that innings, Akhil. And that was the contest Maxwell ruled, absolutely ruled. And you're right, cricket's a great leveler in that we've seen it happen so often. Guys can run through sides on one day and the very next day, they've got nothing. Why look at that far? I mean, Dan Christian had such a fabulous first half, picked
Yeah.
up a return catch, a catch in the outfield, I think, and couldn't score a run. I mean, scored one, I think, but cricket's an absolutely great leveler.
Okay, superb. So we've spoken about yesterday's game. Can we look at the points table once, Arun, and start like we can talk a lot more about the double header, like two big double header days coming up in the league. Here's where we stand as of now.
You know, take out number eight on ignore number eight on the table, but
Yeah,
everybody else has got something to
yeah,
play for. Uh, the first game today, the first game this evening rather, is
yeah,
Chennai and Punjab. You know what Punjab can do? Punjab will want to beat Chennai handsomely. Punjab need to beat Chennai handsomely. What
yeah.
the effect there is Chennai's net run rate will come down and give Bangalore a shot. Bangalore play tomorrow. But it'll give Punjab a chance as well to get into that fourth position because they boost their net run rate. And then later in the evening, if
Yeah.
Rajasthan are able to beat Kolkata by a handsome margin, they would have done Punjab a favor and Mumbai a favor. Rajasthan practically are also out, but they
Yeah.
can hurt or they can, make the tournament for, let's say, a Kolkata, Mumbai, and Punjab. So very, very interesting set of games.
Very interesting set of games. The simplest task is for Chennai, who are going to be playing today. They've had a couple of losses that they wouldn't like, especially coming
Hmm.
at the business end of the tournament. So just the last game for them, if they win that, they just seal their spot in so that they get a double chance to qualify for the to win the title. So for them,
Hmm.
it's the simplest, isn't it? Just win the match, uh, get your openers back scoring runs, and let the bowlers do their job.
Yeah, yeah. For Chennai, it's pretty much simple. And if you look at the lineup as well, if you look at the Chennai 11, I don't think there will be too many changes to this, Akhil.
Hmm.
They're pretty much set in stone. Uh, we don't know what the update is on Suresh Raina's injury, but uh, if Suresh Raina is not available, I think they'll
Yeah.
continue with this 11 that took the field the last game.
Yes, and I hope Bravo gets to bowl a lot earlier and not just the last two overs like it had
Mm.
happened in the last game. So that is
Mm.
something that I'm looking forward to. But Chennai lineup is absolutely spot on. I agree with you. If Raina is fit, then obviously they'll want him back. What about the Punjab lineup? Again, we are going to be talking a lot about the openers there. Anything else? Anyone else you think deserves a look into maybe bat higher up in the order, maybe?
Now there will be now. They've backed Nicholas Puran all season.
Hmm.
Uh, Today is a crunch game. I don't know if Punjab will want to chop and change at this crucial juncture. Puran has not been able to buy a run, if I can say that. But he's the we've been saying this all along. He's the kind of player who can change the course of a game in let's say 7-8
Yeah.
deliveries. And today is the kind of day that Punjab will hope he can fire. If he can get like a 14 ball 40, that will help Punjab. If that's a big if though.
Interesting. I mean, if I'm in the Chennai lineup, at least there is clarity of thought for me. I just need to now win uh, three games back to back. This one and qualify for the finals and the finals. So there are three games, clear strategy for the Chennai team. The second match is also interesting, right? The evening game is also very interestingly poised. That is the one where a lot of permutations and combinations of not just the teams who are playing but the rest of the others and will also be looking at very closely.
I've just about worked out the math, and I've just written out a tweet which I'm yet to post. But Rajasthan hold those cards. Rajasthan will do, like I mentioned earlier, Rajasthan will do Kolkata, Rajasthan will do Punjab, Rajasthan will do Mumbai a big favor. Rajasthan is literally controlling their fortunes. No, Rajasthan, they have the poorest net run rate of all the contenders. If you can look at those net run rates again, uh,
Yeah.
Rajasthan's got a dismal net run rate and they're practically out. They've got minus 0.737, and there's no chance that they can better Kolkata's 0.294. That's positive 294. So Rajasthan can only hurt Kolkata and bring the net run rate down, thereby doing a favor to Mumbai and Punjab.
Hmm. Hmm. At
But
90 all out has really hurt their net run rate very, very badly. Not
yeah.
the best sign. Again, the confidence will not be very high. I just hope again they don't make too many changes around from the lineup that they played last time. It's the last game of the season for them. I just hope they give some players some chances at a specific spot. Here's their lineup from the previous match. Two leg spinners again. They played Mayank Markande before that. Shreyas Gopal now. I think it's come to a point where I think they're going to ask fans who they want to play a couple of spots. That is how
They've
reliant that
got a
they've become
brilliant
on
social
social
media
media.
team, though. So quite possibly put out a poll and said, "Do let us know
Correct,
which of these should play."
correct. But any changes you foresee there, you maybe give somebody else a chance.
Me identifying changes or me, kind of, foreseeing changes in Rajasthan lineup is like buying a lottery. I'd rather buy a lottery, one of those raffle tickets in the Dubai Expo. I probably stand a better chance than identifying or forcing what changes Rajasthan will make. I have absolutely no clue. The less spoken, the better.
And Kolkata
But,
then.
but
Kolkata have been
sorry,
more
but if we can go
consistent.
back to that Rajasthan lineup briefly, Akhil, there are players that I want to watch. Yashasvi Jaiswal showed promise again. Uh, Sanju Samson again. These two players, I hope they're among the runs. And
Hmm.
irrespective of what happens to the result, it's about runs and confidence for yourself. So I hope these two are among the runs again. And Chetan Sakaria has not had the kind of performance he would have liked. So among the bowlers, I want him again to get among the wickets.
Interesting. And Kolkata then. Kolkata have had a settled lineup. We spoke about Shakib coming in, giving them the option of the fifth bowler, three spinners that they had. I wanted to again bring in one point here, and I'd love to put it out on social media and see the kind of responses we get there. They've invested into Shivam Mavi quite well, isn't it, Arun? They've played him for the last two, three games consistently. over Prasidh Krishna. If you remember, Prasidh Krishna got
Hmm.
hammered in that one over. After that, he's
Hmm.
not played. But I don't know if Mavi is giving them that kind of impact at the top of the order, which you also spoke. They're not picking up enough wickets at the top. So Prasidh Krishna and Mavi, your thoughts there?
I'd back Prasidh Krishna any day.
Yeah,
He's a proven wicket taker. He can go for runs. We've seen that happen. He can go for runs, but he's a proven wicket taker. There was a time a couple of years ago when you handed Prasidh Krishna the new ball, and be it 50 over cricket or 20 over cricket, he'd get you a wicket up front. He was a new ball wicket kind of a bowler, but he's become better. He's now more versatile. He can pick up wickets at the death as well. But I don't know if Mavi is giving you enough. You've absolutely stolen words out of my mouth. This is something I was looking at yesterday and said, why are Kolkata doing this? I understand. It's also they've backed that player through injury. Through difficult times, they've backed him. So I think they're just giving him that extended opportunity to say, here's your chance, go play. Much like what Chennai did to Ruturaj and said, doesn't matter if you get 5 ducks in a row, the next 6 games are yours. So it's good to see that culture, but in a tournament like the Indian T20 League, I think players and teams need to be wary of returns. Returns are the most important thing.
very true. I mean, you're spot on about the new ball bowling that Prasidh Krishna was doing. He was hustling Virat Kohli, if you remember. In the
He
initial
got
part, he
Virat
was
Kohli out in the first game in Abu Dhabi, LBW.
exactly. He got him LBW, so he was getting the ball in exactly like how Bhuvaneshwar Kumar got Virat Kohli yesterday. He was getting the
Hmm.
ball in, so I would definitely like to have him in the Arsenal. And again, I'm hoping to see Andre Russell back. There are reports I've read that he's looks like he started training again. So he's somebody that we'd love to watch again, right? Just his presence on the field must be giving a huge boost to the rest of his teammates.
We don't know. We don't know if he will take the field. There are reports, yes, but given the World Cup's looming large, not too far away, I don't know if players, especially key players, wanting to take a chance. But we'll know. We'll know. Andre Russell on the field, a delight to watch any day because he can change things in a matter of minutes. Despite his dodgy hammies and dodgy knees and dodgy ankles and whatnot, he's still a very good fielder. He will
Hmm.
still chase the ball. He'll still take those catches. Uh,
Yeah.
and obviously, he can destroy attacks with the bat. But yeah, I don't see him playing. Will be a surprise if he plays for me.
Okay, then so let's pick who we think are going to be winning. I'm not even asking for the Chennai game. Chennai clearly your favorites for you. Give us a
Yeah,
go for the second match then. What do you think about the second match?
Kolkata. I think Kolkata. While it destroys, all the narrative, while it destroys, all the calculations for Mumbai and everything, I think Kolkata's a far superior team.
I'm going with Chennai. I just want them to get a win and go into the playoffs with a winning momentum because I don't
Hmm.
want them to collapse. I don't want a string of losses coming back to back. So I want them to win and get with a positive mindset. But I'm thinking about Rajasthan today.
Oh,
I'm thinking about
interesting.
Rajasthan because I think this is the last game of the season. They have nothing to lose. I think they'll just go out and have a blazing performance while Kolkata will be thinking about too many things. So
They
if they
they did exactly the circle. They were blazing in the last game and they were shot out for 90. So choose
yeah.
carefully.
Yeah, I think it's I'll still will go with Rajasthan. I think if they manage to get the Kolkata top three early, then Kolkata might struggle. And if it's a low
Game
scoring
on.
game, yeah, so 130, 140 kind of chases. It's been a dog fight. So I'm hoping their Rajasthan will win and will give Mumbai a chance going ahead. So that's my picks. Fun talking as usual. We'll be back here at Time Out with Sports Adda to talk about the last doubleheader and then the playoffs. Thank you so much.